B2B sales is a game of slight advantage. Think about it. When you are competing in a sales deal, especially when you are competing with many competitors, right? The person who is just a little bit better than everybody else ends up taking the whole pie and closing the deal, while everybody else, even if they were just slightly less competitive, they end up not making any money at all. In a way, sales is a winner-take-all sport. So to increase your chances of success, I'm gonna show you 3 secrets you can use to close more B2B sales. And you wanna make sure you watch this video until the end, because just missing one of these 3 secrets that we're gonna be talking about today can make the difference between a sales hero and a sales zero. What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick Dang here. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to see more videos like this, and let's get started. Now, the first secret that we are going to review is that you want to focus on building rapport. Now, here's the thing. In today's environment, right, there's multiple ways to be doing B2B sales, right? Business to business sales. You can either meet someone in person, talk to them over the phone, or you might be doing video conferences where you have audio and video, but you're talking to them remotely. No matter what choice of medium that is available to you, whether it's person, phone, or video chat, you always need to make sure that you are building rapport. And what is rapport exactly? And in a nutshell, all it really is building a relationship with another person and getting the other person to like you, right? Because people like to buy from people that they like. And the more rapport that you're able to build with somebody, right, the better relationship, well, there's also gonna be better communication. And obviously, better communication equals better selling. Think about it like this. Let's say you are asking advice from a friend, right? You're asking this person, hey, how do I invest in stocks? And maybe your friend is an expert at stocks. So whatever this person tells you, because you already trust them, they're your friend and they've known you for a long time, anything that comes out of their mouth, you are paying attention to, and you might actually just take their advice because they are your friend. Now, when it comes to sales, right, a lot of times you are a salesperson or a business development person, and you're meeting a lot of people for the first time. But even if this is the case, you can actually build rapport with somebody the first time you meet them. You don't have to wait weeks or months or years before you build this rapport. You can build instant rapport and get somebody to instantly like you if you really focus on the first interaction or the first 5 seconds when you meet somebody. Now, when it comes to building rapport, right, the strongest factors that you need to pay attention to is number 1, your physical appearance, right? Do you look the part in someone that is 1, attractive as a person in general? And number 2, do people feel like they can trust you based on how you look, right? And that could be from how you take care of yourself, how you do your hair, how you dress. You know, all these factors do play an important factor in whether or not someone believes in you. The second factor that people pay attention to is your tonality, meaning not the words that you're actually saying, but how you actually sound. So if you got a cold call and the person on the other line called you and said, hey, this is Patrick from Microsoft. Can I talk to you for 5 minutes? If somebody says that, you do not want to hear anything they say, right? Just from the sound of their voice, you don't feel like you can trust them. However, if, let's say, I use my normal voice and I say something like, hey, this is Patrick from Microsoft. I'm a little lost, and do you mind if I take a second to tell you why I'm calling? Now you're a lot open to hearing what I have to say, right? I'm pretty much saying the same thing, but what's different is my tonality. The tonality makes a huge difference in how people perceive you. And if you're a little lost with how you should be dressing or how you should be sounding, an easy rule of thumb is to observe who your clients or how your clients look and how they sound, and you want to kind of mimic them, right? If you know you're going to a business meeting and you know that everybody in the room is gonna wear a suit, obviously you're gonna wear a suit. But if you know that, let's say you're trying to sell to a business, but it's a startup and everyone's super casual and suits are very weird, well, don't come in with a suit, right? So it's like you just need to understand who you're selling to and kind of fit in with what they expect. And the more you fit in, actually, the more people trust you because you are just like them, right? And because you're just like them, it's much easier for them to trust you. Secret number 2 is to show that you care, okay? Most salespeople are way too focused on selling, but what you wanna do instead is you just wanna show the other person that you're here to help and you care about them and you're not just trying to fill your pockets with money. And one of the greatest feelings you can create for someone else or a selling experience is when the other person you're trying to sell to has this thought and they feel, wow, this guy gets me. right? Or this gal gets me, right? That's the feeling you want to create, because when people feel like you understand them, selling becomes a lot easier because you're just like a friend. Now, we've all been in situations where, let's say we're at the mall or we're trying to buy something and the salesperson just keeps talking. The last thing this person does is get you, right? Because they're not even listening to you. So if you just completely reverse it and do the opposite of talking, which is listening, people get the feeling that you're just like them and that you're actually listening to their problems and looking for a solution, right? And you're actually trying to help. People who talk too much, or salespeople that talk too much, they're not really in the position of wanting to help. They're in the position of being selfish, being greedy, and trying to make as much money as possible. But in the modern world, that doesn't work because people see right through that. So how do you get people to actually feel like you're listening to them? Number one, actually care, right? People can subconsciously feel that, and your words and how you act will demonstrate that. Number two, you can use gestures to show and acknowledge that you're listening to your client, meaning you would say something like, that's interesting. Oh, tell me more. Oh, why'd you do that? Right? You're asking these questions, you're adding these, indicators that you're listening, and the other person subconsciously feels like, wow, this guy actually is listening to what I'm saying. And the third technique you can use is you can summarize or repeat what somebody said, right? So if somebody said, oh man, I'm having trouble with my marketing because, I don't understand Facebook ads. Then you repeat that and you say, I totally understand how you might have trouble with marketing because, Facebook ads is not very easy to learn. Right? You're just repeating what another person says and they suddenly feel like you are listening. And you know what's really interesting about sales is that it's so uncommon to find a salesperson that actually listens, right? If you go out in the world and you try to buy stuff and you deal with salespeople, you know that salespeople are always trying to push something down your throat. Now, when you're doing the opposite, it's just so genuine and so like a novelty that people will feel like, wow, this guy is something different. I'm getting a much better selling experience compared to all the other salespeople I ever dealt with. And if I'm interested in buying a product or service, I'm gonna buy it from this guy, right? That's the feeling you wanna create for your clients, right? Be in a position of helping, not selling. And secret number 3 that I have for you is you want to control the timeline. Now, in sales, what typically happens is that when somebody tells you that they're gonna buy a certain product or service, they might say something like, yeah, we're gonna make the decision by the end of the month. And then by the end of the month, when the time comes, well, they don't respond back to you, right? And they just kind of, delay the deal. And then maybe 2 months go by and you follow up with them and say, hey, it's Patrick, I just want to follow up to see blah, blah, blah. You say, oh yeah, maybe we'll do it next month. And the next month goes by and maybe they don't close that and it just keeps delaying. And then maybe one day, maybe 6 months down the line, they come back to you and they say, oh yeah, we're finally ready now, let's go ahead and do the order. Now, the problem with this is that you don't want to keep delaying your deals because sometimes people never even buy and you just waste your time. Other times the deal closes so late and sometimes you need that deal to close at a certain time length to hit your quota. So, what can you do to actually control the timeline? Well, the first step of the process is during a sales meeting, right? When you're asking somebody like, hey, when do you want to get this taken care of? Or what's your timeline looking like? They might say something like, oh, maybe 3 months from now. The first step you wanna do is you wanna challenge that. Why is it that they have to make a decision 3 months from now? Why not 1 month from now? Why not next week? What's stopping them from making a decision? What do they need to see to give you a yes or no, right? Because in sales, you don't always need to get a yes. You just need to get a yes sometimes. But you need to get a yes or a no, but you never want a maybe, right? I would rather have someone tell me no than maybe, because if they say no, I don't have to waste time in here, I can move on to the next person. If they say maybe, do I have to keep following up until they say yes or no, right? It's a waste of my time as a salesperson. So, yes or no, never a maybe. And what you wanna do is you say, okay, well, just curious, what exactly needs to happen with the span of 3 months for you to make a decision? And whatever answer they give you, you wanna challenge that and you say, okay, well, I'm just a little confused. Why do you need 3 months to do that? Why can't we, is it possible for us to get that decision done within, let's say, the next 2 weeks? Because I don't wanna waste your time, I don't wanna waste my time. I'd rather get a yes or a no, but I'm not gonna take a maybe for an answer, right? And they're gonna be like, okay, that actually makes sense. Why do we have to wait 3 months? That's a waste of time. And so you start shortening the timeline. And then from there, what you wanna do is you wanna offer incentives. So if you give a reason for why somebody should buy a certain product or service by a certain date, then they're a lot more likely to actually do it, right? For example, you could say, I'm gonna give you a 10% discount if you can close by the end of the month, or I'm gonna add these bonus services that are gonna be completely free if you can't close by the end of the week, right? Whatever incentives you wanna use based on your product and service and industry and what timeline you want, you can always offer something for free to get them to close on time, right? And then if they don't close by that day, you say, hey, I still wanna do the deal. We're gonna keep whatever terms we talked about, but obviously I can't give you this free bonus because we're not gonna close on the time that we both agreed on. And they're gonna accept it because, you know, that thing was free anyways, so it's not like they're losing anything, right? But, you know, when you kind of put this out there and you give them incentive, they're a lot more likely to actually close on the date that you want. And so with that said, those are gonna be my 3 tips you can use to close more B2B sales. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to see more sales videos like this, and make sure you check out my other videos. Let me know in the comments, what's the #1 takeaway that you got from this video, because I'm always curious to know what value you guys are getting. So with that said, my name is Patrick Dang, and I will see you guys in the next one.